Better for you, healthier for you is the driving trend within the CPG industry. But even the most conscious buyers can have the wool pulled over their eyes by certain product packaging elements. And this is all by design. First off, don't feel bad. I have been in this industry for more than a decade, and some of the things that I talk about still get me from time to time when I'm in a grocery store. From print color to bottle shape, specific package design elements can have a real influence on the perceived health benefits of the food and beverage inside of it. And though I work in this industry, and maybe this is that case where a magician shouldn't show his tricks, I'm gonna peel back some of that and allow you to maybe think about some of the ways that CPG packaging is presented to you in a retail sense and see if you've considered how some of these have subconsciously influenced your purchasing. Let's start with the physical packaging that CPG brands pick for their food and beverage. First, around packaging shapes. There's this idea that thin and tall packaging propels the message that the product can be slimming, be healthy, be something that maybe is healthier for you than some of the other options on the shelf. And even to take this a little bit further, a thin package that maybe has a concave shape or something that looks like a cinched waist can give you feelings that this product is better or healthier for you. Now, on packaging opaqueness, or just like the transparency of the packaging, CPG brands will use like windows of transparency or maybe elements that allow you to see the actual product within the package. And this is to create a feeling that the food is fresher and healthier than those that are in a complete opaque packaging. Now, on the other hand, with like packaging material, if you shop a lot in maybe grocers like a Whole Foods market, you'll see a lot of packaging that is comprised of eco-friendly materials like brown bag packaging, cardboard, maybe glass. And the use of this eco-friendly packaging creates a feeling when you're purchasing it that it might be more healthy, because if they are considering what their packaging is maybe doing to the ecosystem in the world, then they're not going to put out an unhealthy product within that eco-friendly packaging. Let's shift to the actual packaging label design elements that could throw off your health-o-meter. First is around like imagery that is on the label or the packaging. If you're seeing maybe stretches of grain, you're seeing farms, maybe you're seeing happy cows, you're seeing ripe whole fruit or vegetables, you're seeing maybe gardens. All that imagery is used on the packaging label to create a feeling that the product is unprocessed, farm fresh, which I'll talk about what that term is later, and a ton of other things that could influence how healthy you believe the product is. Another thing is around the use of colors. And what you'll realize is maybe, again, when you shop at a grocer like a Whole Foods market, you see that the colors used on labels and packaging are much different than what you would see maybe at a Target or a Walmart. And that is totally by design. The use of more muted colors on the packaging is used to influence some subconscious feeling that the product doesn't have artificial ingredients and less processed. Another packaging element that you've probably noticed a ton of lately is around like certification badges or just maybe icons that are put on the package to tell you something. And the natural products that maybe you're seeing a ton of these different badges on are starting to look like NASCARs. They just have so many different icons and badges that you get confused and you just assume, hey, if they have all these badges on there, they must be healthy, right? Finally, let's talk about a few different things that maybe product copy, words that are used on the packaging, can make you think that a product is more healthy than what it is. Mentioned this on an earlier one around farm fresh and just what does farm fresh mean. If you're thinking about this from a consumer standpoint, you think, well, if it's coming from a farm, maybe it's locality to the farm, maybe it's extremely fresh, maybe it's something that has to be healthy because it's coming from a farm. It's not coming from some high-tech factory. But the term farm fresh is definitely a marketing term. It's definitely one that does not necessarily have a definition from a regulatory perspective that it has to come from some clean, small farm that makes it healthier. This could be from some mega industrial farm, which they pump a ton of like hormones and things into the products in which you're eating. Second term you see a ton of is like natural or all natural. And this does have a little bit of a definition in terms of what is considered natural, but what I'll say is that just because something is natural, it does not necessarily mean it is healthy. If you think about this, Cheetos have a all-natural version. So if you're eating Cheetos and you're eating all-natural Cheetos, that does not necessarily make it a healthy product. Third one's around like sugar-free, and though sugar might be villainized and sugar might be bad, sugar-free alternatives are villainized the same. And just because something maybe says it's sugar-free does not necessarily mean that it is healthy. Fourth one is around the idea of superfoods. And the only thing super about superfoods is the marketing professionals that thought this up. There is really no regulatory stance on what a superfood is. It's just something that marketers came up with to describe certain foods that maybe have some extra functional benefits to them. And the fifth and final one that I'm going to talk about, and I probably could have went on forever in this subject, but this is the idea of artisanal products. Though the use of artisanal sounds extremely impressive, it is definitely something that is heavy on marketing, definitely light on regulatory definition. You start to think, what is artisanal? So how many of these different things that I talked about have tricked you into thinking that maybe you're buying a healthy product? As I described earlier in the video, I've definitely gotten tricked by a few of those things. But to finish off this video, the idea around like healthier for you, better for you CPG, and even this idea of like what I talk about a ton around like functional foods, functional beverages, those are also very light on an actual definition because they're all things that maybe are relative, all things that need to be described in a way that compares to items. So though I dogged Cheetos, all natural Cheetos, those might be better for you, healthier for you than typical conventional Cheetos that you've been eating for the last decade. What this whole video is about is that educating yourself and making sure you understand the difference between what is marketing and design mirages and what is actually good for you based around your particular health and nutrition needs and goals. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to help support me, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button on this video. If this is the first time you've been introduced to my videos, would love for you guys to be a part of my community by subscribing to my channel. I upload several videos just like this weekly. And if you guys want to connect further outside of this platform, I do include all of my social media links down below. I just want to thank you guys again for your time. Hopefully I gave you some value in return, and we'll see you guys on the next video.